Are you ready to see amazing live theater? Is pink your signature color? Hi, I'm Shelby Stricklin with Shelby Stricklin Team, Remax Alliance. It's been a long time coming, but the world of theater is ready for a comeback. And I'm here to talk to you about Lyrique Music Productions' Legally Blonde the Musical. The show will be at James Clemens Theater the weekends of June 25th through the 27th and July 1st through 3rd. For details and tickets, please visit lyriquemusicproductions.org. I had the honor and privilege of meeting Sarah Schomburg and Alex Pharo, who will be playing Elle Woods and Emmett in this upcoming show. Here's what they had to say about it. Okay, well, here we go. Well, thank y'all so much again for time today. I know y'all are busy, and holy crap, it's Tech Week, right?
We actually move in this weekend.
Okay.
But it's crunch time.
It's crunch time, yes. Okay, and then you'll be there every day for the next week and a half. Yep, and then open Thursday or Friday? Thursday. Okay. She's like, oh God. I don't know. But questions to both of you, feel free. Y'all can fight over who goes first. What made you audition, for Legally Blonde? Rock, paper, scissors, go. Sarah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I've always looked forward to doing LMP shows in the summer.
Yeah.
Bringing On was my first show, and it was like such a great experience that I wanted to come back and do it again. And I had heard of like shows that Luz was thinking about doing. But when she mentioned Legally Blonde, I was like, oh, I really love that show. She does that. I mean, I probably would have auditioned whichever show that she did.
Yeah.
But I'm very glad that she picked this show because I just feel like since there's like that Pro Shot MTV video on YouTube, like everybody is so familiar with it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's something that like a lot of people would be really willing and excited to go see.
Yeah.
So,
well, never more than this year. So
yeah.
So okay, I'm gonna let Alex answer that, then I'm gonna ask you something about that.
Yeah, I was basically the same exact way because I've also done LMP shows in the past, and they're always so much fun to do. And like doing a summer show with LMP is like the thing to do, and it's always so much fun. And I love Legally Blonde, and Emmett just became one of those characters that I've always dreamed of playing.
Yeah.
And then when opportunity came up, I was so excited, and I was immediately looking forward to auditioning and being a part of the show.
That's awesome. And you have that Emmett look too. Like I don't think we've met, and I think I've seen you in some things, but I was like, and then I saw you, I was like, oh yeah, that's totally him. Like, of course, I probably already got your hair and all that kind of going.
Yeah.
But yeah, super cute. Well, so I was thinking, so when were auditions? Was this like something that got delayed from COVID? I feel like Legally Blonde has been talked about like a really long time, but that just might be like in my head.
Auditions were in February. I remember our first audition, mine was on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
And the callbacks were like, I think 2 weeks after that. And then the cast list came out. Like she called people to accept their roles the day after. And then the cast list came out later that week.
This was February of last year.
Okay, yeah. I was like, so it was always season. I thought, okay, so February of 20.
Here, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and we hadn't I think we had a Mardi Gras parade that we were scheduled to go to, and then the week that like all this COVID stuff started really happening, but everyone wasn't sure exactly what it was or how serious it was, it got canceled. So it was like COVID hit like literally right before we were supposed to start everything. So we didn't even really like get to meet any of the cast or anything.
Yeah.
Or everything got canceled.
So when y'all went to, actually start finally rehearsing a year later, did some people have to be replaced, or was kind of everybody like still available?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people since COVID started kind of like started setting out for different things. A lot of people went to college, and a lot of people just like started working on different stuff. So a lot of people just like either weren't available, or they were just like, oh, like I would rather do this instead to help for the show instead of like be actually on stage. And Luz had also at this point like made connections and made friendships with other people, like other people that she'd worked with. And she was like, oh, well, I feel like they would be a great asset to the show. So she just kind of like called them and asked if they would be a part of the show. So
Awesome. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of that having to happen.
yeah.
Especially these shows that have been postponed. Wow, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad that you were able to do it this year as well. That's just awesome to think about. So was this on either of your bucket lists? It kind of sounds like both of you kind of had a passion for it maybe before. Okay.
For sure. Yeah, it was definitely on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Because like Sarah mentioned about the pro shot on YouTube, that is like one of my go-to videos to watch. It's like I don't know, I just love watching it.
I'm going to pull it up so I can show it later.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know what that is. Oh crap, I should have watched it.
Yeah. So watching that a lot definitely puts that on the bucket list for sure.
That's cool. That's super fun. So have y'all been in a show together before?
We have.
Okay. What was that?
We did Matilda together
Okay.
through LMP.
Yes.
That was 2019.
October of 2019.
So I feel like it was one of the last shows I saw,
Yeah.
It was amazing. There was LMP always has the best energy, like bring it on. It was just like, I walked out of there like, I want to cheer, I was like, yeah, it's a high great energy as well. It was just really well done. So, well, that's fun. Okay. Well, let's talk about the show itself just a little bit. So embarrassingly, I've never actually seen the musical. Is it like the movie with music or is the plot different? Or tell me a little bit about that.
There's some key things that are different in the show.
Yeah.
So
No spoilers though.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Okay.
But I know in the movie there's a female teacher, which is like her first teacher, and that's where she gets kicked out of class. And then towards the end of the movie, it like kind of comes full circle.
Yeah.
With that female teacher, but that female teacher doesn't exist in the musical.
Okay.
It's just Professor Callahan, and then another female character kind of takes her spot at the end.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out who.
Right. I was like, I'm not sure I should ask this. Like, I'm not a spoiler person. I almost would I'm like, watch the end of the movie and then go back and watch the beginning, kind of person. Because I don't know how it's going to turn out before it starts. But I know some people might be offended if we tell the story before they get to see it. So, well, other than COVID, what's been the biggest, you can talk about that if you want, but what's been the biggest challenge, for you in this, either in the role or in the show so far?
Yeah, I hate to bring up COVID kind of, but I think it was mainly just getting back into the groove of things because we had been held off for over a year. And I even did a show through my school prior to this, and I'm still finding things that are holding me back during this whole process. But this show definitely it's easy to get through that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's one of the bigger challenges, just getting back into theater, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's you, girl.
I agree. I think that especially with us wearing masks for over a year now, I feel like we've been conditioned to kind of hide our expressions from here down. And so now kind of having to be conscious of that, oh wow, my face is gonna be seen on stage. I need to think about what I look like when I react to this person singing or what they're saying. Also, this with COVID happening, this has been the shortest rehearsal process that we've ever had. Usually we start kind of so last year was auditions in February, Panoply, we usually perform in Panoply in April, so we start rehearsing for that in March, and then May we have all of our music rehearsals, and then June and July is blocking, dancing, finishing the show.
Yeah, so you have
yeah, exactly. Well, we started rehearsals May 1st and did music for the first 2 hours and then started blocking for the last 2. And so I'm pretty sure we finished all of Act 1 in 2 weeks, which is a total of 8 rehearsals, which is crazy to think about. And there's definitely some things that we're kind of having to like tweak around it. So like since we didn't have a whole month just for music, we like had a rehearsal last night or it was just dedicated to music because it's not like drilled in our head quite yet because we haven't had that time to.
Yeah.
But I think that like the cast as a whole has done like a really great job with having to just like go so fast because this is such a big show and it's just like so much information like in 4 hours. Like it's a lot, but I think they've all done like a really great job with it.
That's awesome. That is a quick turnaround, especially if it's not part of your routine. If it's not, if you plan to do a show in 5 weeks and you've planned to do a show in 5 weeks, and it's kind of probably easier than if you plan to do it in 3 or 4, 5 months, and then you got to, it's like just a whole different system and a lot more of y'all's time. Yeah. A lot of late rehearsals. Oh yeah. Oh wow. It's just I'm definitely looking forward to just like theater being a thing, and I've just, you were talking about just some of the unique struggles between just adjusting to like, I hate to say it, the new norm or whatever, like we had this weird new norm and now we're almost like getting to do that again, which is great. But like, like even in business, I'm like, hey, I'm Shelby. I can't touch you. Hey, and like, so now, and really I'm vaccinated and, most of my clients are, so now I can put my hand out, but even that feels weird. Am I supposed to, am I not, and our theater people were always huggers, and that sort of thing. It's like, are we allowed to high five in this scene? Do we touch? Do we not touch? And then it's so unnatural, it's been really interesting to see that. So yeah, I think I can relate to what you're saying with that. But so is there an actual dog in the show?
Yes, we have 2.
2? Oh my goodness. Okay, tell me about that. And what's that like?
Okay, so our bruiser, his name is Chewy. He's so sweet. He's so calm. Luz was talking, we actually rehearsed with him earlier this week, like did the whole show run through with him. And Luz was talking about how he was such an actor. Like he knows like where his light hits him perfectly. Like he's so cute. And then our Rufus, which is Paulette's dog, her name is Lucy. She's so sweet. She's actually kind of like small, like a lot smaller than I thought she was going to be, but we haven't gotten to rehearse with her yet. But I'm very excited for Paulette to be able to rehearse with that dog.
Okay, well, I kind of asked you already, but like, how do you wait? Okay, so have you done any shows like this? I know you've done. I think I even saw a video where y'all sang together at Bridge Street. Is this really the first show, like where there's a big audience and since COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
for Alex, yeah.
No.
Different.
I just graduated from James Clemens High School, and we just did Matilda.
Okay. Oh, so, wow. Again.
Matilda again.
Good for you. Okay, that's awesome.
And
you do the same role?
No. So with LMP, I was just numerous characters throughout the show, and at JC, I was Miss Trunchbull.
Oh wow! Oh wow! I wish I had made that. That would be amazing.
That was a lot of fun. And incidentally, 2 years ago, I did a show in Birmingham when I did Matilda again.
Oh my!
He has slowly worked his way like up the hierarchy of roles in Matilda.
Right? Well, you should be an expert now. So if I ever want to think Matilda related, you're my guy. So
right, exactly. But so yeah, that was my first performance since COVID. We did that in March.
Okay.
Beginning of March.
This will be my first performance since COVID. My last one was West Side. My school got to do their show before COVID hit.
Oh, good.
And then I have not done anything since then. The closest thing I think I could have done is I do choir with Granville Oldham. So that's the first performance that I had like in front of people, but not like this.
Yeah. So how do you think it's going to feel like opening night? The curtain goes up and you see like a full audience of humans and their faces and like all.
Yeah. Well, I think opening night is already really nerve-wracking, and there's just like a lot of emotions going around. So I think with that also being a factor, it's just gonna like amplify all of that. So
I like really enjoy moments like that. I went to the Rocket City Pandas, and it was so stupid, but they did some guys were like, let's do a wave, and they start doing the wave, and I was like, whatever, and then it took a minute to get it started. People are not used to working together anymore. Next thing you know, they finally got it, and then like that stadium is huge. I don't know if you've been there yet, and just to watch it like roll all the way around, all these people that and they had just lifted the mask order, so like I'm seeing their faces, like I'm like literally tearing up right now. It's like this moment, and I know the next time I step on stage and see that, I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's all okay, it's gonna be okay. So I think that'll be really fun experience for y'all. And
Funny because we were at concerts in the park yesterday, and we didn't know how big of an event it was going to be.
yeah.
And we were like going on stage to like give our little promo, and the crowd was huge.
Yes. There's so many people there.
We were like, oh, this is what it's like. Now I remember.
Yeah.
It was nerve wracking, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can tell you had that feel good feeling that I had watching that wave. That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited for y'all. Is there anything, else that you like? Oh, I just got to tell her this one thing. It's like, I would be remiss if I didn't say.
I would just come see the show.
Yes.
It's gonna be so much.
Yeah. Our cast is literally like I think one of the best casts I've ever worked with, just like talent wise and like having fun with each other. I feel like in theater it's like inevitable that like the cast has drama or like something is going on, but like there has actually like been nothing with this cast. Like everyone is so supportive, and everyone like takes chances. Like all the leads are like constantly like doing stuff to like trying to find their character, and it's like really awesome to be able to like do a run show with them and see them do that. Also our leads are insane, like all of them. I could like choose to brag on a couple, but then I would just start talking about all of them because they're all really good.
Her to name drop a couple that might be well known, like Erica Hansen, for example.
Yes, she is literally insane. And Mr. Carter.
Yes,
yeah,
she's a dear friend as well. So. Her talent is just, just real, yeah. I think I played a role that she played in a traveling show for cats. And I was like, oh God, I don't want Erica to see me try to do this, like she just, and of course she complimented me, was amazing, but I was just like, oh no, she's too good. She can't come,
I mean, it's kind of like not nerve wracking, but it's like, oh my gosh, like I have people like Erica Hansen and Chris Carter, like who are like professionals, have like done this professionally. They know what they're doing. Have to get to watch me like in the rehearsal process, which I feel like that is like really telling of like how somebody like takes on the characters, how they rehearsed with it. Like that was almost scarier than like doing it in front of an audience, because I was like, but then like Luz had kind of was giving us notes at the end of a rehearsal, and she mentioned how like this really is a great opportunity for us to be able to work with both of them and be able to like sit and watch them work and watch how they work. And so I feel like that kind of like turned around my perspective and was like, oh wow, like this is, I didn't really realize it at the moment. I mean, I knew that it was a great chance to work with both of them and be on stage with both of them. But she really like solidified that for me. So
yeah,
they're awesome.
Raise the bar, for everyone when you have people like that,
Yeah.
But I'm with you that sometimes I'd rather be in front of an audience who is very understanding and accepting than somebody who could literally coach me on how to do better, which I want them to, and then I'm scared that they'll actually do it.
Yeah, I'm always like, I want you to give me notes, and then they do, and I'm like, oh.
Thank you. I think I asked for this. I'm scared now.
I know. But yeah, they're also very like understanding of everything too. Like watching Mr. Carter in rehearsals, like we would block stuff and he'd like make sure, both of them really make sure that like everything is how Luz wants it. And I feel like was like like nobody kind of knew how that was going to play out, because it's like it's hard to give, well, I don't know if it is because I've never been a director, but I feel like it's like like you don't know how the person is going to take direction since they already know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they're both very much like making sure that they're doing what Luz wants and what Luz wants the stage to look like, and they're both very conscious of that and like go out of their way to make sure that they're doing what she wants the show to be visualized as.
Yeah, that's a plus and a minus of having a lot of leaders in one place, but I think for the most part they probably appreciate the hard work that the director did put into it and want to see her vision come true. They have times to shine when they're directing, and they want to see their vision, and so I love to hear that everybody is respecting that, and it's not a too many cooks in the kitchen if you handle it that way,
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
not even our leads, but like our creative team, there's a lot of like new people that Luce hasn't had in like positions before. And everybody is like doing such a fantastic job. Um, like um I'll just brag on him. Matthew is choreographing this year, and he's been an assistant choreographer for like the past 3 shows, I think. Um, and this was like his first chance to actually like choreograph by himself, and like me being able to have the chance to like sit there and watch him like do everything that he does. I feel like it's easy for people to be like, oh yeah, they're doing a great job, but I get to actually see like for myself all the time and effort that he puts into all of it.
Mhm.
And I can tell that like he really does care about the show, and he really does want it to look good. And you can definitely tell by like how the dancing looks. Like he has done a really great job, especially for how short of a time we've had, and there's so much dancing in the show.
Mhm.
Like he's just really stepped up, and I'm proud of him.
Matthew, I've worked with Matthew before, and he always amazes me. I feel like he really just puts his whole heart into something when he does it, no matter what it is. And just in general, like when you see people talk about their passion or be in their passion like that, like it's just, you see who they are. You see their almost like their essence. It's just like my favorite thing to do in theater is honestly to kind of like sit and watch and just see people direct and do the music and watch their face when they fix that one thing that was kind of weird, and it's just like everything's right in their world, and so that's super cute. I love it. So that's a really fun thing. Well, thank y'all so much for your time. I think I've got I think we're good. I think y'all are awesome. I'm just really grateful y'all spent time with me today. I will be bringing you guys some goodies that I'll leave backstage. Probably this week, I would think. You said you move in Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll drop that by. And then I'll get to come see you next weekend. So it's okay.
Awesome.
Come get a selfie with you after and tell you how awesome you were. So that's
Yay.
good. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye.
Definitely plan to check out Lyrique Music Productions Legally Blonde at James Clemens the 25th through the 27th or July 1st through 3rd. It's going to be a great time. And don't forget, you can visit lyriquemusicproductions.org for tickets. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this information valuable. If you have any questions or we can provide you with any additional information, please just let us know. We are always happy to help.